Welcome back. Now, the internet is proving something of a headache for record companies. Music by established artists can be easily downloaded from thousands of unauthorized websites, in total breach of copyright, with not a penny going to the artists in royalties and completely bypassing the record companies. But for young and aspiring musicians, it's a very exciting opportunity, as Annabelle Roberts has been finding out.
I burn with the brighter light than theirs, a brighter light than
The band that made this video has an entry in the Guinness Book of Records. At the end of last year, Night Nurse made history as the first group to release a single officially on the internet. This means fans could only get that release off the web, and there was no CD in the shops.
We give people free music, and what we get is a huge devoted following from all over the world, which we can keep in constant contact with because they email us and we email them right back. They get updates of where we're gigging and when, and they have our music, they have our photos, they have our videos, all for free, and obviously they love it. So people are very curious and they get very into it, and for an up-and-coming band, that's an amazing promotional tool.
Night Nurse is now signed with a company called Shout It Out Loud, which describes itself as the UK's first online music label.
It consists of a small company in which we are involved in the recording and production of music. And how we distribute that, rather than what traditional labels do, is by producing records and CDs and cassettes. We actually have downloadable music files on the internet. So you can actually go and click on the file, download it to your machine and listen to it. The song files are free and the software is free. So it's a very inexpensive way to distribute. With a traditional record company, they have to have large distribution networks, retail distribution networks and so forth, but we don't have to have that. With a single web page, we can reach literally the entire online world.
The technology that makes this possible is called MP3, a compressed audio format with CD quality sound. Industry experts say MP3 ranks with sex as the most searched for term on the net, and that around 3 million tracks are downloaded each day. But unlike Night Nurse, most bands and record companies are furious. No royalties are paid to the artists and record companies are bypassed.
This is an MP3 recorder. It costs about £170 and has been on the market since Christmas. It's very straightforward to use. You plug it into your computer here, record the tracks that you want, and then it works like any other personal stereo.
Record companies in the US tried unsuccessfully to get this small machine banned, such as the threat it represents. On both sides of the Atlantic, industry representatives are taking steps to eradicate this internet piracy.
In America, they've taken a very stringent line where they've asked the MP3 websites to take down the infringing files, and where they've got really egregious infringements, they've actually gone to court and got quite stiff penalties against them. In the UK, so far we've just been working with the internet service providers, and in doing so we've asked them to look at individual web addresses that we've found and to take them down, and we're very pleased to say that the ISPs have taken a very responsible approach and worked with us on tackling those individual pirates.
In the longer term, some record companies are working on ways of selling their music online themselves by encoding it. Universal and Sony have announced plans. The smaller companies are expected to follow. In addition, an industry-wide standard is being drawn up by everyone involved. It's hoped the different sides will be able to agree by the end of June. But industry observers predict the rash of online piracy and the new retail opportunities will change the face of the record industry.
It may actually be the end of, the concentrated mass market where you have the big superstars like Madonna. I think it'll be a lot more diverse. I think a lot more people will be able to make music and sell it. I'm just waiting for the first Russian superstar, for the first Chinese, for the Chinese Madonna to come along. And I think this technology allows it to really truly go global, and it's going to be taken out of the hands of a cartel of, effectively Western multinationals.
Public Enemy is one of the better-known groups to embrace MP3. Their early albums are available in the conventional way. Their latest release can only be found on the internet. For traditional record stores, the internet represents a two-pronged attack. With record companies poised to sell direct online and the flourishing pirate market, will anyone still bother to shop for music in the high street?
People like to come up a high street or to a shopping centre and touch and look and see product, listen to product. It's not everybody's idea of fun, sitting in a room, browsing through the internet. That may change in 10 years, but I think the British people love shopping.
For punters preferring to get their music for free, there is already a vast choice of pirated material to choose from on the net. The record companies are counting the cost, both in terms of lost revenue and the effect on their industry.
Annabelle Roberts reporting there. Well, I'm